back. Today is May 6, 2009. What we have here is a Harry Thomas special report. And the website's located at harrythomas.info. Kurt Nimmo wrote this at Infowars.com, April 17, 2009. Obama's followers more reprehensible than the neocons. It's bad enough that Keith Olbermann has lost any sense of objectivity when it comes to the Tea Parties. But it's far worse that he invited Janine Garofalo on his show. Garofalo wasted precious little time dismissing millions of people opposed to Obama's policies. And that is to say that they are the policies of the Bush agenda continued, which is the same agenda of the New World Order and the global international banking cartel and the military-industrial complex. Garofalo called us all racist. Regrettably, Keith Olbermann agreed with her. Can you believe that? Listen to what she had to say.
On a more serious note, we're now joined by actor and activist Janine Garofalo. Good to see you.
Thank you. You know, there's nothing more interesting than seeing a bunch of racists become confused and angry at a speech they're not quite certain what he's saying. It sounds right to them, and then it doesn't make sense, which... Let's be very honest about what this is about. It's not about bashing Democrats. It's not about taxes. They have no idea what the Boston Tea Party was about.
That's right.
They don't know their history at all. This is about hating a black man in the White House. This is racism straight up. That is nothing but a bunch of tea-bagging rednecks. And there is no way around that. And, you know, you can tell these type of right-wingers anything and they'll believe it except the truth. You tell them the truth and they become, it's like showing Frankenstein's monster fire. They become confused and angry and highly volatile. That guy caused in them feelings they don't know, because their limbic brain, we've discussed this before, the limbic brain inside a right-winger or Republican or conservative or your average white power activist, the limbic brain is much larger in their head space than in a reasonable person, and it's pushing against the frontal lobe. So their synapses are misfiring. Is Bernie Goldberg listening?
Yes.
Yeah, because Bernie might not have heard this when I said this the first time. So, Bernie, this is for you. It is a neurological problem that we're dealing with.
I mean, what is this lady insane? She must be completely out of her gourd. I mean, first of all, I don't even consider myself a right-winger or anything. I attended the Tea Parties. I'm disgusted with the direction of the way the country's going. I mean, I'm against the CFR, I'm against one world government, and I'm against the New World Order that they're pushing. I mean, they admit that that's what they're doing, you know. This Garofalo, I mean, she doesn't even make any sense herself. I mean, if you listen to her, we're afraid of the truth? Come on, everybody knows that the mainstream medias are the ones that are afraid of the truth. This article goes on to say, it should be obvious now, these people are worse, more rabid, mean-spirited and pathological than the Bush neocons managed to kill more than 1 million Iraqis and set the stage for what shall come under Obama by the premeditated whacking the underpinnings of the Constitution and Bill of Rights. You know, absolutely right. This is an attack on, you know, they're using the race card? Come on now. You know, people have got to be smarter than that to listen to this kind of spin, and Olbermann should be ashamed of himself. I mean, I've had very little respect for him over the years, and what little I had, gone to the wayside now, buddy. I'll tell you right now, you are nothing but a shill for the New World Order. They're pushing their talking points of the same right-wing extremism documents and Virginia Fusion and MIAC reports that came out. I mean, now the number's growing of how many of them, and that is just conditioning us. They release it, then they say, oh, well, we'll take it back, like the MIAC report, but it's already out there. The people have already been conditioned to it. It's the same thing with the Department of Homeland Security. Oops, we didn't mean to leak that. You know, let's retract. It's not retracted. These have already been sent out all over the country to federal facilities, fusion centers. I mean, the law enforcement's already seen this, and they're not all retracted. It's only when you bring light on it. So who's afraid of the truth? I mean, who really has something pathological wrong with them? It sounds like Olbermann and Garofalo. Doesn't sound like the people who were at the Tea Parties, because I was there, and they were upset with the overspending. They were upset about the Federal Reserve. I mean, come on. You know, let's call a spade and a racist a racist. I mean, Garofalo herself is revealing stuff about, you know, her inner being. If she's not, you know, consciously involved in this psyop, is what it is. It's mind control. So if she's not consciously aware of it, then she's either completely insane, or, you know, she herself is a racist. You know, because what do they say? They always say it takes one to know one. This article says that, you know, the neocons, as bad as they were, and as destructive as they were to our country, our Bill of Rights, I mean the Patriot Act, which was written and on display at the Council for Foreign Relations a year before 9/11 even happened. I mean, a lot of people don't know about that. I know some guys in the John Birch Society here locally, they put a lot of heat on that. They talk about that a lot. You know, that Patriot Act, which nobody read and just passed, it was written up by these think tank lawyers that they make them so big nobody could even possibly in the right mind understand what it all means and have time to read it. They don't even let you read it. I mean, Ron Paul, you know, has spoken out about that, these bailout bills and everything else. They don't get read. They are written by these think tanks that are part of the secret government controlling things. You know, and as bad as they were, neocons rarely displayed such ugliness. Instead of abusing their enemies with foul epithets, then they just simply ignored them, like they did with Ron Paul. They seen him gaining momentum, the money bombs were coming, the Tea Parties were started by the Ron Paul revolution. I mean, that's undeniable. And as soon as they seen his popularity growing and the American people jumping on board with his presidential campaign, the lights went out in Georgia, boy. Total blackout. The media didn't give them the time of day. And then this is a media that's corporate owned. This is a media that's involved in censorship and involved in a push for a one world government, a new world order. They've been announcing it for years and they've been setting it up for decades. Overman and Garofalo are cheerleaders for more of the same. In fact, they are enemies of the people who are snidely dismissed as racists. I mean, they're against free speech. You know, there was uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? Uncalled for to call the tens of thousands of people who gathered all around the country to protest the administration's policies and spending. You know, that was about putting our children in debt and the unborn is in debt. People who aren't even on this planet yet. Hey, welcome to the new world order. I mean, if we don't stand up for humanity, nobody else is gonna. I mean, it's simple as that. As John Stauber notes, the Obama administration has done a swell job hijacking the anti-war movement, MoveOn.org, Americans United for Change, U.S. Action, and other so-called liberal organizations. And it's true. It's completely true. I mean, they have hijacked the Patriot movement. You've got Glenn Beck, you know, and Coulter now, you know, Ron Paul fans, when they blacked him out. I mean, the hypocrisy, I mean, it's total George Orwell world. You know, if you really want a real account, if you're watching the mainstream media, take what they're saying, flip it upside down, and it'll make more sense than anything that, you know, that you're going to get from them. They're all owned by the CFR, Trilateral Commission, Rockefeller money, all these minions of the New World Order. It's unbelievable. Liberal groups don't want to distract from passing Obama's enormous domestic agenda. Enormous? Yeah, it's hugely enormous. Look how much debt we have already, how much spending. You know, incidentally, MoveOn, U.S. Action, and Vote Vets are all George Soros operations. And George Soros is a worker for the New World Order. He's a pusher of one world government. It's no coincidence that a leaked DHS report warned that there will be right-wing extremism. And then they sent the FBI out and Homeland Security and stuff to spy on the Tea Parties. There's no mistake that the elite have decided to play the race card. It's a near perfect way to demonize the opposition and discount their arguments. Few will oppose marching said racists off to FEMA camps, where they will be re-educated to accept the global elite's master plan worldwide for slavery and misery, or short, done away with, period. For now, the fake liberals do not believe in the existence of the FEMA camps any more than the fake conservative Glenn Beck or his friends working on for the Hearst Empire do. And that is Hearst Empire yellow journalism. I want to thank you for listening to this special report. We will be back again soon to expose more of the New World Order agenda.